Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here again with all demo community and friends. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank Millie, well, especially to also Pera, who was the person who invited me. You may agree with me that spending an afternoon here in La Pedrera is a good plan, so I'm happy to be here again with you. Basically, as Emily said, I've been invited here to talk about my experience at Demo Ph.D. Certainly it was a long and valuable experience, but I'm not going to spend my 10 minutes of glory just talking about myself. Instead, I'll try to answer the question, why it's worth to make a PhD. In order to answer this question, let me give you a single example from one of the top academics in the world, especially Tom Sargent, recent Nobel Prize in Economy. Later, I'll link his experience and his thoughts to the demo program. Some of you may know my recent passion for blogs and social networks. Last month, in particular, the day after Sims and Sargent were awarded with the Nobel Prize in Economy, Luis Garicano, professor in LSE, wrote a very interesting story about Sargent in his blog. Well, his blog is quite better than mine, and the name is Nada es gratis, nothing is free. Well, the story he explained a personal experience that occurred to his best friend when they finished their second year of the master at University of Chicago back in 1995. At the end of the master, the students, like now is in MOBE, had to choose either between going ahead with the PhD or closing their studies and move to the private sector. His friend, Garicano's friend, reached an outstanding level during the master, and probably he was the best of the promotion. Garicano described him as clever, passionate, hard worker, creative, so on. So as all talented people, he had the opportunity to work in the private sector or the government of his country, with a good salary, of course. He has a great opportunity cost for doing the PhD. So he faced a difficult decision and needed a bit more of information. He went to talk to the professor of macroeconomics at that time in the University of Chicago, who was Tom Sargent. Now he moved to the University of New York, but at that time, at least according to Garicano, he was working at the University of Chicago. So Sargent explained why, under his opinion, working as a university researcher is the best occupation of the world. More or less, these were his words. So he said, look, there is no other job in which you receive a salary to satisfy your intellectual curiosity. Think ideas, mature them. There is nothing better. When I was a child, I was fascinated by the French Revolution. A few years ago, I decided to dedicate some time studying it. I tried to explain the hyperinflation, to disentangle their causes and consequence, etc., etc. And you know what is amazing? That for working on a subject I'm interested in, a research that I enjoy, I receive a salary. Could you give me another occupation in which the same happens? Well, the Garicano's friend decided to go on with the PhD, and Professor Sargent published his research on French Revolution and macroeconomics in Journal of Political Economy in 1995. Just to clarify and to make a small joke, let's imagine we were Pep Guardiola, trainer of Football Club Barcelona, as probably all of you know him, and then probably Guardiola would say to Sargent, yes, I also do what I like and I'm paid for doing that. Probably Sargent's answer would be, that's true, but you became bold in just a couple of years. So basically the levels of stress in academia are not the same that the levels of stress in the professional sports sector. So well, after this, which is the link between this story and the demo program? Well, if consistently with Sargent being an academic is really the best job in the world, which is the crucial capacity you may need to train during your PhD program, regardless of the area of your study. Well, I'm not sure on that, but I would say that your curiosity will not be interesting to others if you don't develop your capacity to think. Demo, among some technical skills, teach me basically this particular skill, which I believe is difficult to find elsewhere. I've been working already in 4 places after being in Demo. Just to list them: Orchestra, Politecnico di Milano, University of West of England, and now I'm working as a lecturer in University Politecnica de Catalunya. These places helped me to continue with my evolution, my career as a researcher, but it was just a complement of the talent and the capacity I learned and trained at Demo. Basically, the capacity to think critically and empirically. Let me give you an example. I have co-authors from other institutions, from Orchestra, University of Granada, University of West of England. When I work with those co-authors, I usually call it the thinking of the papers. When I do research with Pere, my former supervisor and currently a good friend and co-author, I may confess he's the one who has the great ideas. He's the good guy. I've never been able to work with anybody like him. Well, maybe I should mention Vicente Salas, also a Demo professor, as an exception. I didn't work closely with any other Demo professors, but according to the opinion of some of my PhD cohorts, this training is not specific of Pere, so it could be a common characteristic of the professors of the program. So it is forced to complete a PhD dissertation in the Demo program. That's the main question. I would say yes. And I would add that probably in Spain there is not a program like this in business economics, and I'm proud to be the first graduate of the program. Before finishing, just I would like to mention and to make some promotion, I will publish the transcription of this speech in my blog. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and thank you very much.